Aha! Wouldn't that be nice if I actually turned on the microphone? This is CPU Squad in the house. Just completed my first week at the new job, and this is the report on what it's been like and sort of sharing with you my process of starting a new gig. What are some of the things that I do, and how do I feel about things so far? This is the CPU Fans channel, and we'll be beginning in just a second.
With options, your entire strategy is based on what you. I'm going to give you the fixed protocol. Options Greeks.
We back. All right, guys. So I just finished my first week at the new gig, and what a transition from first. Well, this begins the second week. Transition from the first week to the second week. What a difference. So day one, I logged in. Of course, this is the new normal now, right? Where we're working from home. So, by the way, I'm gonna show you guys how serious I am right now. Check this out. Check this out. Okay, Google. Timer 10 minutes.
All right, 10 minutes, and we're starting now.
I always say it's gonna be a short video and then it's like a long video. Not this time. We got the timer going. Yeah. All right, guys. So yeah, first day. And again, this is the whole new experience. I think it's on my alerts. You do the interviews. It's all online. It's all Zooms. Zoom. Not Mazda, but Zoom meetings. And it's always interesting, just doing things that way. Convenient. I actually did all my interviews in my pajamas. Don't tell anybody. Please don't tell anybody that I, Mr. Professional, does interviews in my pajamas. I'm in my pajamas right now. You wouldn't know it, of course, because of I got the fancy top, the shirt and everything, but I'm in my pajamas, half pajama, half dress. So this is how I did the interviews, just like this, dressed up. I didn't do the vest thing, but dressed up nice and everything. I went and I shaved and got my hair cut and everything. And but I'm literally sitting in my pajamas answering a bunch of questions. Just a quick note on that. I know this is how I end up running long, but anyway, there was a technical test that they gave me. And they created like this sort of a sandbox area for me to connect to run through some scenarios. And OMG, it started off with some technical problems that they didn't have the port set up or whatever on their end, but we didn't know that, of course. All I know is they're telling me to just do this and it's not working. I can't connect. So is it me? Am I looking like an idiot right now? And then on top of that, I don't normally set up SSH connections on a regular basis, so dealing with the keys and all that kind of stuff, I know how to do it. I've done it before for sure, but it's not something I do on a regular basis. I didn't remember offhand, and I didn't want to ask any stuff like that because some employers suck with like, you don't know how to set up an SSH key? You're a dummy, right? So I don't know these guys. This is new for me, so it's a little, I felt a little nervous about that. So anyways, that was interesting. Couldn't connect. Didn't know about the SSH key thing or how to do it offhand. I don't want to spend time, awkward silence Googling it, right? It's like, hey, create the key. That should be a quick thing, right? So I wouldn't have an explanation while I'm just sitting there doing nothing. So I had to just reveal like, hey, I didn't know. Anyway, so day one, I log in and we're supposed to have a meeting at 8:15. And yeah. So this is my first time logging into the meeting, the new computer and everything. And what was the issue? I couldn't get the camera to work. The camera required permissions. You have to set permissions. I'm on an iMac, and I set the permissions, but I think you had to do like a restart or something, so the permission change wasn't registered, so it's blocked out. So it's the first meeting. Everybody wants to see you and stuff, and like I'm getting introduced, and then like I got a technical issue. Like, right? I'm the fancy pants engineering guy, and I can't figure out how to do a Zoom. I figured it out for the interview to get the job in the first place. So there you go. But yeah, I couldn't get the camera to work. So there I was hiding. You know, these people probably think I'm naked. You know, this guy, he jumped out of bed, you know, butt naked, realizing, I overslept. I got to go to the meeting, and just jumped in my desk and like, I'm in the meeting. Oh, I can't let them see me because I put the, like, you know what I mean? I don't know what they're thinking. Anyway, so that was the first introduction. The guy who starts his first meeting, who is camera off, right? Mask on, camera off. So yeah, it was cool. Everybody, I think somebody made a joke about it or something. The manager said that I should take the tape off of the camera. So cool team, you know, got a good sense of humor there. And so then after that, so first meeting, first day, then it's just insanity because I got to study for this series 3. They are trading commodities, which I don't have a lot of experience with at all, commodities and futures. I am more equities and then options. So you could call it a new asset class, right, that I need to get up to speed with in terms of I need to be at a level where, you know, I could actually be working with this. I mean, knowing generally what it is one thing, but now when you're dealing with it professionally, and that's what you're supporting, you got to step that up. So I got to learn a new asset class. Well, 2 different things. Got to learn commodities and got to learn about futures contracts, right? The symbology, the different exchanges, the way that it's set up in terms of they have their own regulatory body that regulates everything. They have this thing called FCMs, which deal with the clearing and, you know, a lot of different things going on, certain rules, regulations. So on top of learning the new asset class, I also have to learn about the stuff for the Series 3, which is the commodities, the National Commodities Futures exam. So pretty much you've got to have your Series 3 if you're going to be dealing with commodities. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I got my little study guide. Oh man. No. That's my Bloomberg faulty Bloomberg card that I need to send back. So here's my study guide that I have to go and study through. So it's a lot of stuff. It's regulations and blah blah blah. So anyway, I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm trying to like bounce between learning the systems, learning this new product, learning this Series 3, trying to learn as quickly as possible because you want to make the best possible impression. You're new, right? You're new with the company, so you want to make sure that you're actually picking things up as quickly as possible. You want to be giving a good impression of yourself to the new company. You don't know who's looking at you and who's going to be like, he's been 6 months and he's still doing Series 3. Or the other thing is that kind of a race for time is I want to make sure that I get things up to speed now, because in the beginning you're pretty much getting paid to learn, right? Because you don't have the knowledge yet. You have to learn. It's not like I'm a Ford mechanic. You hire me as a Ford mechanic. You can just give me a Ford and I can work on it because I know how to work on Fords. Fords are Fords, right? This is something where in this industry that I work in and the type of work that I do, every company has a lot of proprietary technology on top of their workflow and their business practices, things like that. The technology is proprietary every time. So no matter what your experience level is, you've got to learn their technology. And in this particular space, it's an added level of complexity because, again, new asset class. And also we're dealing with algorithmic trading, which I have experience with, but I haven't dealt with it in a while. Plus, I have to learn their algorithms, right? The algorithm I supported before was with a different firm. I got to learn these algorithms. So there's like a whole series of 12 different algorithms and a bunch of parameters for each algorithm and what they mean and how to look at the analysis of whether it's doing good or bad. Knowing where to find stuff, and then also figuring out the clients. You know, we have the Bloomberg chat where I can chat with all the clients, and then I have our alert systems where I can see what's going on. If there's an issue with trades or whatever, I can be able to go in there, see who's having an issue, what the issue is, then hop over to Bloomberg if I need to reach out to a client. Hey, this is happening, and your parameter 5 beta 6 is it's incorrect. You put a 6, it should be a 7. Come on, son. I would never say that to a client. That's really, really unprofessional. Come on, guy. We don't roll like that. Anyway, go away, FoozyTube. So yeah, it was a little challenging. You're kind of all over the place, you know, a little bit of Series 3, a little bit of the proprietary stuff, a little bit of the algorithm, getting to know everyone, and then the system, right? So they shipped me over an iMac, and I've got already my 3 screens. Right now I don't have a switcher, so it's a little annoying. I have the iMac with a big display, like 27-inch, and then I have my other screen here, which is plugged into the iMac, which is cool, but I'm sharing it with my desktop. So that means without a switcher, that means what I have to do is go into the monitor, has a menu where you can change the input, so I have to manually go in there and like switch to change the input. So it's a little annoying. And then getting used to, you know, there's several screens that I need to have up at all times. You have like multiple desktops in the iMac where you can like swipe left and right. So like one desktop has this application, one desktop has that application. And in the beginning, it's kind of like figuring out your flow, especially when I don't have the setup that I need, which is a lot of separate displays, ideally 4 separate displays, 2 of them having certain things on at all times. So no matter what, I can just look up and I see boom, boom, right? And then the other ones can rotate depending on what thing I'm working on, my terminal or whatever. So without that setup, you're swiping all over and like, which desktop, this desktop, no, that desktop, where did that window go? Oh, it's over here. Oh, why is this window covering up this other window? Oh man, where is this thing? I don't see it. I'm Finder. Okay, there's a whatever. So playing around with the iMac and the desktops, you know, that's definitely has been fun for sure. But just to finish up today, wow. And then also really stressed out, the looking for work with all the uncertainty going on. I was really pushing really hard, working really hard, and I was not getting much sleep. So the first week was brutal in that respect, because it was like I'd been running, and I was like, okay, I found something. Now it's kind of a breather in a way, but not really, because again, I want to deliver. But the breather part is the kind of like your body's been running on adrenaline, so it's like boom, 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 I got to do this, got to do that, doing my programming, whatever, practicing, interview scheduling, right, doing all that kind of stuff, and just running on adrenaline. Then once I actually find a job, it's kind of like, okay, dude, all right, emergency is over now. So the adrenaline fades out, and then your body is like, whoa, what's been going on, dude? No sleep for like whatever, from however long. So my body was like crashing first week, man. I would say 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m. I'm exhausted, dude. And then I'm trying to like learn stuff, right? I'm trying to be really aggressive and really, you know, want to pick things up, you know, really give a good impression, but I have a lot of things to pick up. And then my brain is like, oh, so that was annoying. My first day, as soon as I was done with work, I logged off. I didn't want to hear any beeping or anything. I was just like, normally I'm the workaholic guy, you know, really aggressive with stuff like that. But I was so burnt out that I was just like, I don't want to hear beeps. I don't want to see anything. I didn't want to do anything on my computer. I just left. I think I slept for 2.5 hours. Then I'm freaking out because I'm like sleeping that early in the evening. Now when I really go to bed, I'm going to be screwed. So that was like really stressful. So rough first week. Not the worst, but you know, because the team is cool. If I was dealing with a sucky team and then all that stuff, that'd be bad. Good team, just a lot of stuff going on. I did my best to get as much rest in the weekend. So today was a good day. I didn't have that fatigue issue. It was pretty good. Just 1 cup of coffee. And I finally, because every day I've been tweaking my workflow of which screen, where, and how I'm navigating, like figuring out my system. So like my primary things that I'm always looking at, I have multiple desktops on the iMac. This is like, you have that in Ubuntu as well, right? Where you can set different desktops where on a desktop you have different icons, different things on them, and you can swipe to another desktop which has different things on it. So primary stuff, you know, number 1, number 2, right? So I always know the most important things are there. So that's, you know, I have a system, and then I have a system of like what goes on this display, what goes on that display. So this is my work screen. When I'm working, stuff is here. I have chats always visible on this screen, and a main monitor system always here. So anytime I hear a beep or an alert, I can look over, I can see what's going on. I have the chat here. Anytime anybody chats, I can look here. And then I got the Bloomberg running on my own desktop, so that actually kind of gives me like a third display in a way, but really I need to have more displays here. But anyway, so that's what's been going on. That's where I'm at right now, feeling really good. But I gotta stay to it. That means, you know, be really careful about getting that sleep. Sleep is going to be critical. I'm doing a lot right now, trying to pick up a lot right now. I'm really pushing my mental capacities here, so it's not going to work if I'm not getting enough sleep. I got to make sure I'm getting eating well and stuff like that. I'm about to go ride my bike, electric bike. I love that thing, man. It's such a blast, and believe me, you can burn a lot of calories on that. Depends on what you're doing. It's up to you. But yeah, exercise, get good sleep, eat well. All this stuff is critical for your success. On a final note, as far as what I'm focused on now that I have sort of my workflow, now today I was focusing on setting up my Unix environment. So I set up my directory structure. So I have my dev folder, I have my sandbox folder where I'm going to be doing experimental stuff as far as programming. Like right now, I'm just killing two birds with one stone. I'm building a quiz app, another quiz app, which I'm going to use to help me study. So I have that, working on that in my sandbox right now. And I also built another script that's like a cheat sheet type of thing, and I put it in my home directory. So now when I can type it at any point in time, I can see, you know, stuff that I'm working on, the directories that I need to know about, things like that, just making things easy for me. And then I also built it's a simple script, but since I'm dealing with futures, and one of the things is like, what's these contracts? So I want to do a contract lookup. So I grabbed a file online that has all the different contracts and what they mean, and I just created a simple script that basically you run it, and you give it a symbol, and then it'll look it up in that file and tell you like what the contract is. Long term, I want to set it up so it can pull data from online to get even more details. And then the final script that I'm working on, I started working on today, is a rotating task switching script. Again, this is two birds with one stone. I'm keeping active, keeping my skills up, while I'm also addressing this massive education task that I have right now to learn a lot of stuff. So one of the issues I'm running into is there's a lot of stuff to do throughout the day. You can get sidetracked in terms of spend a lot of time on one or two things, and then 3 and 4 you don't get to. So what the script is going to do is it has a list of random tasks that I need to accomplish, whether I'm studying for the Series 3, whether I'm studying about futures, or I'm studying whatever the things are, right? It's going to rotate through each task. It's going to say, hey, study Series 3, 5 minutes, right? And it's going to wait 5 minutes. And then when the 5 minutes are up, it's going to say, okay, sleeping. And then it's going to basically give you, that's free time. You can go choose whatever you want to do. And then it's going to say again, you know, hey, you should do something else. So the idea is, if I just follow along with what it says, no matter what, every single day, I'll at least do a little bit of each thing. Just little chunks here and there. 5 minutes here watching the Series 3 video. 10 minutes here of learning about the algos. 15 minutes here of whatever. And it's just because you can get caught up in your mind and forget and whatever. The program's not going to forget. That's the beauty of, that's what I'm leveraging here. It's going to be digital. Right? It is going to be consistently having me rotate from task to task to task. So the only thing that I have to do is make sure that I follow what it says. So the challenge is, and I don't have tasks yet in terms of I have to learn first, right? So I don't have to worry too much about interruptions, but that's the only thing. If I'm in the middle of a study session and then that gets interrupted, so I might need to introduce some kind of a pause or something. I don't know. I got to figure that out, but that's where I'm at right now. So that completes, I completed week 1 last week, and this completes the first day of week 2. Feeling much better, excited, motivated. On the same token, also overwhelmed a bit. It's a lot. But the good thing for you guys is, remember the motivation for me creating this content, and we're about to. Yep. It's coming. The the inspiration for me doing these videos was way back when I was doing a lot of learning, starting out when I was younger, and I struggled with certain things, and I said, these books suck, these videos suck, they're boring, I don't understand what they're saying, there's got to be a better way. That inspired me to start doing videos. I think 2006 or so is when I started. That's why I started. I said, you know, the next person shouldn't have to struggle the way I did because of these materials that are boring or not just not really user friendly. So here we are. In some ways, it's like this is like the new I don't know what I want to call it, like it's kind of like I'm going back to Cali, back to no, I'm just kidding. It's kind of like I'm going back to when I started out and I had so much to learn. I was a new guy. Obviously I'm not a new guy, I'm a senior guy, but this is a new chapter for me, getting my license, so getting a Series 3, and then also new asset class, and then just in general, that on top of the normal new job stuff. So I have a lot of learning to do, and on top of that, I'm also even more motivated. I know I haven't been doing videos, but I'm at this phase in my life now where, you know, that's always been a passion of mine. I let it slip through the cracks just with the busy of life. I'm now at the point where I want to commit and regular scheduled videos, constantly posting videos to help you guys out. And I'm going to try to do it where, you know, when I get busy, still, you know, content, it keeps coming out for you guys. So with that goal, and then on top of that, right now I'm in the learning mode. That means a lot of videos coming. I've already done a bunch of videos. They are queued up. You will see on my main channel, I've posted some of them. A lot more coming. Linux tutorials, you name it. It's coming. Anyway, I'm already over time. I did a 10-minute timer and I'm still running over the time. This is the Carlhouse. This is a CPU fan page. Shout out to CPU Squad, Mega Noob, Nawaz, and every single one of you guys. Nick, I haven't seen Nick in a while. I see him on GitHub doing some things. Anyway, this is a little snapshot. This is some of the Series 3. You guys probably not interested in that part. I got some other technical stuff coming, but these are some of the slideshows that I'm going. I got a Wacom tablet now, which will help me to do this stuff online. Anyway, blah biddy blah biddy blah blah blah. CPU Squad out. Ciao.
With options, your entire strategy is based on what you. I'm going to give you the fixed protocol. Options Greeks.